What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Unboxed, and I am back with another unboxing. Thank you for tuning into this channel. If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share. And if you are already a part of the family, thank you for your continuous support as you go with me through this journey. Without further ado, I bring to you the Jordan Hare 6s. So your boy is back after a little small hiatus. The last video I posted, I talked about the postponement of the Jordan Hare 6s, and after that video they were postponed again. And now, after, I think they had an original release date of June 5th, and today is June 17th, so you can kind of see just that in between time of how many times they postponed this sneaker. I was starting to get worried at first because I was thinking that, are they going to even release the sneaker at this point, or is the hype going to still be around the sneaker, or whatever it may be. So without further ado, let's get straight into the unboxing of the Air Jordan Retro 6 Hare. So as you can see, it's a dope box. And honestly, the box is very well crafted. You have that large carrot on the actual top of the box, and as you go to the sides, it's going to be the Jordan, Air Jordan, written in black, and it's going to be just plain on the other. And have your traditional writing on the bottom of the box, and then you're going to have your label on this side along with your loop. So this box reads Air Jordan 6 Retro, neutral gray, black, white, and that's pretty much it. Now you know that this it's funny because they didn't mention any other colors, because just reading this I would just assume that the shoe is just gray, black, and white, but of course it is a Hare shoe, which is a symbolic representation of Bugs Bunny. And I think this is the, without the re-releases taken into account, this is the third installment of a Hare shoe. So originally we had the Hares, the Hare 7s, which I think the re-release date for those were back in 2015. And then earlier this year, you all may know that we had the Hare Jordan 7 2.0s, which sat on the shelves like dust. I think right now you can get them for $149 or something like that. The issue with that shoe was, I think they priced it too high. I believe the initial retail was around $250. So I think it's a unique shoe. It's not my stilo, but that shoe did sit. So you know, you're gonna have that unique paper right here. Just gonna have your different variations of color, and then underneath there you're gonna just have your white. So you're gonna have 2 layers of paper, and then we're gonna pull out what y'all are here to see. So again, this is the Jordan Hare Retro 6, and just my initial opinion on it, I think it's a pretty cool shoe. Again, isn't not my prerogative. Honestly, I'm not a big Retro 6 person. It's not really my favorite silhouette. Neither is the Jordan 7. So I know a lot of you probably would favor the Hare Jordan 7 over the Hare Jordan 6, but nevertheless, I'm going to just kind of give my unbiased opinion on this review today. I'm not going to even factor in that it won't go into my collection, but I want to just do a review for you all. But honestly, just off the rip, you know, just kind of take you through a full motion of what the shoe looks like. and then we'll talk about each aspect of the tennis shoe, and then we'll jump to an on feet, and then we'll close it out. So just to start with the toe box. So the toe box is going to be that it's pretty soft actually. It's going to be kind of like that grayish nubuck. I wouldn't even necessarily say it's suede because it doesn't have that forward backward motion, but it's still nice. The leather on it, which is going to be the white areas, it is not your genuine premium leather. I still think it's pretty decent though. Some of the areas of the shoe are tumbled than others, but I just still think that it's not the best quality leather that they could have done. But again, it does get the job done. I know we're so used to seeing spare laces. These do not come with spare laces. However, I can't remember, but comment below. I do believe the Hare 2.0s came with spare laces. They came with a lot of stuff apparently in that shoe box, but these do not have it. So as we work our way to the shoelaces, they're just going to be your typical white shoelaces. I think they did a grand job, because I think adding any other type of colors to this shoe would just kind of be doing too much, because as I mentioned, it's already pretty colorful just off you seeing that spin prior to getting into the review. So you're going to have, as we work our way to under the shoelaces to the tongue, it's going to be this this red coating with the black stitched Jumpman. And if we keep working our way up, we're going to have that yellow lace lock, which I think is pretty cool, with the red Jumpman and the what seems to be a green push button. So I think that's pretty cool. You'll see people, they'll kind of switch it up. I've seen lace locks at the bottom, at the top, midways through. So it just kind of depends on like your forte of how you want to rock your shoelace pusher. But other than that, we're going to work our way to the back. It's going to be your purple Air Jumpman, your signature, your legendary, symbolic of Michael Jordan. Then underneath, you also are going to have the white, the red, and then as well as the green. So similar color schemes to what we saw on the top of the shoe. And you're going to have just pretty much that white going through, and as well as the red. The red isn't as dark as the red on the tongue of the shoe. You know, this is more of kind of like a gem red, whereas this is more of like it looks like pink red almost. You know, it's kind of translucent. I'm not sure if you can kind of see it, but yeah, it has that translucent kind of effect to it. And you're going to kind of have that court purplish color Jumpman again at the bottom. And then you're going to top it off, well, you're going to end it off on the back with kind of that greenish a little bit, as you have on your lace pusher as well. So I mean, for the most part, I think they did well with the color scheme. You know, it honestly looks just like the Hare 7s to me, if I just had to say that. But for the most part, again, I think the shoe is solid. It's just not my forte, as I mentioned. But if we want to hit the inside, so you're gonna have, be sure you have your traditional shoe tree, and your shoe tree should have your range of the size shoe that you purchase. So just be sure, for those of you that do order off maybe like an aftermarket such as Stadium Goods, StockX, Go, make sure that this shoe tree, like for instance, this is a size 10.5, so just be sure that you see your size somewhere on this shoe tree. So this one says 10 through 10.5. So we're gonna go to the inside. The inside actually is very detailed, like very detailed. So you're gonna have the inside of the tongue. Just to go back to the front of the tongue, it's gonna kind of also have that Air Jordan written out on this translucent type tongue, and you can kind of see what the inside material of the tongue is just by looking at the frontal layer of the tongue. So if we flip it around and show you all, it's going to kind of resemble that paper that we pulled back when we actually took the shoe out of the box, which I think is very cool. I think they did a prime job with that. And then even the inside as well is going to also have that color scheme like the paper. So I think they hit the Hare T on the head with this shoe as far as just detail, man. You know, and then if we go to the back, you know, on the pull tab, we're gonna have that red strip on a black tab, as well as the purple stitching to match the Air Jordan on the back, as well as the Air Jordan underneath. But to be honest, y'all, I think this is a solid shoe. Again, it's not, you know, something that I would rock. I've never even owned a pair of sixes to even have in my collection, but I think for those of you that were able to cop today, I think it was a really good cop. Just from what I saw, it sold out pretty quickly. So again, I thought that just looking at the fact that they kept postponing the shoe, I was thinking, man, just the hype is dying down. And then if you look, you know, later this week, we have the top 3 5s coming out, and then there's a possibility that we will get the Royal 3s coming out. What is it, next week? Like next weekend, and then we still have the Toro or Chicago or whatever they're calling them, retro Gem Red 14s coming out. We also are supposed to have the Bread Concord Mix Low 11s coming out. So we have a lot of shoes coming out that are back to back to back. So I thought that honestly, with them postponing this shoe, it would do this shoe more harm than good. But I was proven wrong, y'all. You know, again, they sold out. I know people that did not get them, and they're trying to get them now. But again, they're not selling for too much over retail on GOAT and StockX. So I actually already sold this pair. As I mentioned, it's not going to my collection, but I did want to just get on here and just kind of show you all the details of this shoe. And I even had to pull out the retro Tasmanian Devil and Bugs Bunny pullover for y'all too. So that's just kind of how I felt like I should have been in character and in spirit when it came to presenting these to y'all. But again, I'm not gonna talk y'all head off, you know, because I'll be right back in y'all's face literally in a few days with the review for the top 3 5s. But again, this is the Jordan 6 Hares. And before we hit that on foot for y'all, be sure to follow your boy on IG at UNBOXEDSNEAKS. Also, if you are new, once again, thank you for tuning in. But to be a part of the family, I need y'all to subscribe. And those of you that are already a part of the family, as well as the new family members, be sure to like, share, and comment. We're trying to grow this channel. We're trying to get this channel to mainstream one day, and that's only going to be through the help of all of my subscribers and all of my supporters. So again, it's your boy Unboxed. About to get to this on feet. Your boy is out.